as many of you know, Shlomit comes from Israel. And when Benji Miller, who's the chairman of the Department of Ophthalmology at Rambam Hospital in Haifa, called me and mentioned to me that he had a graduate of their program who was interested in taking a retina fellowship in the United States. He spoke extremely highly of her. That she had a PhD, which she got at the Technion Institute, that she was really a superb clinician and extraordinarily bright. And when she came and visited with us, she interviewed extremely well. We were obviously very impressed. And although we never before had accepted somebody without really going through the match, which is what we did that year, we decided that she was so unique that we really wanted her to come to spend a year doing research and then reserve a position for her in the match. Now, I've been in ophthalmology now over 30 years, and there are only 2 occasions when somebody has come to me and said what I'm about to tell you. The first was when I was at Washington University at Barnes Hospital. And as many of you may know, I still collaborate and very close friends with Lucien Del Priore, who's on the faculty at Washington University in retina. And I was chairman of the department at the time, and Lucien came to me and said, Hank, you've got to meet this new fellow we have. And he'd already been there about 6 months, but I was so preoccupied with other things, I really didn't have time to sit down and just spend time with him. He said, you really need to meet this guy. He really is exceptional. And I said, okay, well, fine, I'll be happy to do that. And so he introduced me to Tungal Tezel. And it didn't take more than just a very brief meeting to recognize the brilliance of Tungal. And from that moment on, I've just taken enormous pride and joy in what he's accomplished, and not only him, but obviously his wife, Golgan. But that was the first time that anybody has ever said that to me. The second time occurred after Shlomit had joined us and was in the department for several months. And Tungal, who is at least as demanding in terms of his expectations as Lucien, came to me and said the exact same thing. He said, this is really an extraordinary doctor. She's really, bright and dedicated, and she's fantastic. And I have to say that in both occasions, what those people told me was absolutely true. I've trained in the last 30 years over 100 fellows. And I will say this, I did not train Tungal as a surgeon, as a clinician. He did that at Columbia University with Stanley Chang. But over the 100 fellows that I have trained, there clearly is nobody who has the superb surgical skill that Shlomit has. I've trained some people who are very extremely well known as vitreoretinal surgeons internationally, but Shlomit is clearly the most advanced of anybody who's completed our fellowship. But beyond that, as you see from just her comments and the comments people have made about her, she really epitomizes what clearly is recognized as one of the greatest assets of the Israeli people. And that's just a joyful life. It's just, a big bear hug, and just enormous pride and brilliance. And it's what's been fortunate to have made that country survive in very difficult circumstances. And you can see, you could plant Shlomit in a desert, and a garden would grow around her. And that's just the type of person she is. And as much as we may have taught you, I can tell you you've taught us at least as much. And we're absolutely thrilled to have you with us, and really look forward in the future to you having a really outstanding, phenomenal career as a clinician scientist. And we feel very blessed to have you here. And we're just so excited. So as a small memento of your time with us, this was prepared by Cynthia. This is a compilation of photographs that we think at least summarizes a lot of your experiences here in Louisville, in the department during your fellowship, and it's something for you to hold on to. But congratulations again. Okay.